Here's something you were never taught. In 1998, the BBC launched the first major history documentary about Africa produced entirely by Africans. Not by British historians. Not by colonial archivists. By African scholars like Cheikh Anta Diop and Oli Mosrui. This is the story of Africa, a 30-episode radio series that rewrote history from the ground up. Imagine this. You turn on the radio in Lagos or Nairobi, and instead of hearing some British voice narrating Africa's past, you hear Swahili traders describing Indian Ocean routes. You hear Hausa griots recounting the Mali Empire's gold. You hear Amharic scholars debating Aksum's obelisks. This wasn't just a documentary. It was a revolution. The BBC's The Story of Africa didn't just talk about ancient Egypt or Great Zimbabwe. It let Africans tell their own stories. Over 90% of contributors were African historians. They recorded episodes in multiple African languages. They focused on trade networks, not tribes. On intellectual traditions, not colonial conquest. Here's what actually happened. The series was produced by Sudanese-British journalist Zainab Badawi. She insisted African voices lead every episode. They covered everything from Nubian pyramids to the trans-Saharan slave trade. But here's the twist. This documentary was almost buried. Western academia ignored it for years. Why? Because it challenged every colonial textbook. It proved Africa had universities before Europe. It showed Timbuktu's libraries were full of scientific manuscripts. Today, the story of Africa is taught in Ugandan schools. It's studied at the University of Ghana. But most of the world still doesn't know it exists. So ask yourself, why do we learn about Rome and Greece, but not Mali or Aksum? Why are African languages still sidelined in history classes? The answer is in the silence. But the truth is on the airwaves.